So I got approached by a woman at a coffee shop today. So women don't usually approach guys. So when it does happen, you're kind of thinking like, what's going on here? This is unreal. As I was ordering my coffee this morning, this woman hears my accent and she's like, are you Irish? Where are you from? How long you been here? We spoke for like 5 minutes. Really good, friendly, engaging conversation. And in my head, I'm thinking like, should I ask her out? What's going on here? So as we were leaving, I said, do you want to grab a coffee sometime? And she's like, oh, I really appreciate it, but I've actually got a boyfriend. Then I realised she was just being friendly the whole time. Women rarely approach men these days, so when it does happen, it makes you wonder. But turns out she was just being nice and friendly, that's all it was.
All right, my Jersey ladies. So the consensus seems to be that we are done with dating apps. We are done with hunting men in the wild. And we are just done with men overall. So what if we tried to plan like a single Jersey lady get together, meet up to create new friendships, new relationships? I would do it in Central Jersey because that's where I'm from, and it would just be the easiest way for me to get this together. So if this is something that you would want to do, if you're looking for some additional single friends, put it down in my comments and let's see if we can get something planned.
I don't need a man to open doors for me, but I won't date one who doesn't. I don't need a man to buy me flowers, but I will not date one who doesn't. I don't need a man to provide for me, but I wouldn't date one who doesn't, and more importantly, doesn't want to. Because if somebody's doing these things because they think they should or in order to keep you, but they don't truly want to do these things, further down the line, they will resent you. They will feel some type of way of having to do things, or they'll throw it in your face, and they'll probably stop doing these things once they think they have you. Once they think they've secured you and you're in their life, the effort will slip because it wasn't really real. It wasn't really what they wanted to do. And there are men out there that will want to do these things. Not all of them do, and that's fine. But you don't have to date the ones that don't want to.
A lot of these modern women are thinking that men are going to wait forever. They're putting in the man in the friend zone, thinking that he's just going to be there waiting. And that's not the case.
There's not a big pool of good men.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
That is a lie.
Not a lie.
Listen.
What?
There's not a lot of good men who want y'all. There's a lot of good men out there like where the good man at? Like they hiding under a rocker in a cave. They everywhere. They at the gas station. They at Costco. They at the bank. They walking right past you and you don't show up on their radar because of the way you are. They're going to walk right by you. Your pretty face ain't going to go too far because everybody's pretty. That's a prerequisite. So if that's all you got to offer, we not looking at you. There's plenty of good men. They just don't want your ass. I ain't never heard no woman say, I know I ain't. She'll say, this man, he was bad. He was bad. But for the most part, every woman think they're a good woman. What makes you a good woman? Who's auditing that you're a good woman? You are auditing yourself. Why don't you ask your exes what they think? Because all your relationships diminished and ended in turmoil.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Are men intimidated by strong women or just uninterested?
They hate y'all. They're intimidated. If they not on it, you make them feel like a bitch. You make them feel like a bum. You make them question their own masculinity. Real shit. In a society where men are supposed to be the providers, what do you mean you're the provider in this situation? I don't feel like a man. So how that's going to translate is they're going to pop up into your life and they're going to start demeaning you. They're going to start belittling you, telling you shit, and hitting at your self-esteem in other areas because they know they can't compete with you in your finances. Don't like that, and that's only because of the societal programming that men are supposed to be over women in a financial standpoint, when that's not the truth. Like what I said in some of my other videos, all because you have a business and you know how to make money and all this other type doesn't make you this mean mask. That just means you know how to take care of yourself. But an insecure is not gonna like that because that's a struggle in taking care of himself.
These modern women are thinking that men are broken or they're lazy. No, they're just choosing to be at peace. They're just choosing to save their energy rather than coming out here wrestling with you.
Where are the girls that are just super laid back and chill?
Where are the good women at?
Where are the nice girls?
I grew up with a lot of good girls. Now there's like none.
Where have all the good girls gone? It's the question that rattled a nation and led to a flurry of other questions. Where have the good girls gone? Why are they missing? And what is the government doing to take action? American men are pleading for answers.
First noticed something was off when I was on the app and couldn't find a girl that didn't care about partying or makeup. All of a sudden I was like, whoa, where are the good girls at? I knew something was wrong, so I immediately called the police.
911, what's your emergency?
Hi, I'm on Hinge trying to find a good girl, but I haven't been able to find anything, and I think something might have happened to them.
Have you tried checking Tinder?
Yeah, nothing.
All right, I have a unit on the way. Just stay on the line with me, okay?
Okay, thank you. I'm just so scared.
We'll keep you updated as the story unfolds. My name is Francine Beluga, and this is Channel 6 News.
Most men will never give up on a relationship until he feels like what he does is never enough because of how his woman treats him and reacts to him. Tell me I'm wrong.
These modern women are interviewing men like they're products, right? But they don't really offer anything in return. And I think that's what most men have a problem with, is I'm getting interviewed, but I'm not going to get anything back.
If your husband had to beg for affection, beg to be touched, to be seen, to be loved, then something is deeply wrong. A man shouldn't feel like a beggar in his own home. Not for love, not for warmth, not for closeness. If he pours into you and gets coldness in return, if he tries to connect and gets brushed off like he's a burden, if his emotional needs are always last on the list, eventually he'll stop asking, he'll stop trying. And when he goes silent, you'll wonder what happened. But the truth is, you trained him to stop reaching for you. Affection is not a reward for good behavior. It's a language of love. And when you withhold it, the message is loud and clear. You don't matter to me. Don't let your marriage become a place of rejection, where he walks on eggshells, where love is withheld like a punishment. Because even the strongest men break when they feel unwanted in the one place they should feel safe. Couples who use our guide go from feeling distant and resentful to feeling seen, supported, and emotionally connected. Comment reset, and I'll send you the guide.
Humans are not animals. We are higher up on the food chain. Well, yes, we are mammals. We are not a four-legged creature.
What? I'm gonna need more coffee for this.
Does that clarify it?
No. No, it didn't.
No, because you're too slow to comprehend science and the food chain.
Food chain? How does the food chain come into play here? Oh, I can't wait.
Humans are mammals.
Yes, that part is correct.
But we are higher up on the food chain than animals. Stay mad.
Okay. Humans are factually and absolutely inarguably animals. We are animals that happen to be mammals. And whatever animals' place on the food chain happens to be does not negate the fact that it is an animal. Hopefully this helps.
At some point in time, modern women are going to realize that their choices have consequences. Sure, you're out there getting the bag and you're doing your thing, but some of your choices have consequences. And you have to deal with those consequences on your own. Not a man fixing them. Deal with those consequences on your own.
I was thinking about me.
Yeah, quite wrong, in fact. Thank you for asking. We're off to a good start. Science can help you do better. I'm Max Butterfield, Dr. Max Butterfield. I study this kind of thing for a living. 3 science-backed facts you should know. Number 1, most women aren't single. That's a good place to start. Big error there. Very verifiable. Number 2, of the women who are single, there are many reasons for it. This is consistently reported in research by the women themselves and in objective evaluations and observations. Again, very straightforward, great starting place. And then finally, number 3, real attraction is not about being more of a man. Real attraction is something that grows over time. Real attraction varies from woman to woman, but what they consistently report and do is couple up with men who are kind, who are warm, who are stable, and who are reliable. There are other traits that matter, of course, physical attractiveness, ability to provide resources, but women are different, men are different. That's okay. Be you, find your person.
If she leaves, it's bye-bye. Have the funeral, throw out everything she ever gave you. I don't care what it is, throw it out. In the trash. Literally, in the trash. Better yet, burn it. Just dig a little hole, put everything in there, squirt some lighter fluid on it, and just set it afire. Just get rid of everything. Delete all the girlfriend and wife porn on your phone. Delete all the pictures, the videos, everything. Just get rid of it. You have no idea how freeing that is. It's almost like a hot air balloon. You know, it's got those sandbags. What do they call that? Ballast. And when you get rid of those sandbags, all of a sudden the hot air balloon rises. Kind of reminds me of your life. Memories and sentimentalism are a trap for most men. They will keep you on the ground. You will not elevate. Have the funeral, cut the ropes, get the sandbags off. You'll be over it soon. Just suck it up. You'll be over it soon. You will.
A lot of these modern women like to mock. They like to degrade, insult, challenge, shame a man, his masculinity, his values. And then they wonder why men are opting out of dating. You don't really like that man. You just like the attention that he
One of my favorite words.
Yeah.
Clarify and verify.
There we go.
But that's actually pretty typical in human relationships, that we'll speak up about what we truly need, desperately need, when the anger at not getting it is bigger than the fear of what they'll think of us for needing it. That's like one of the main things that is at the root of those instances of being related. We wait until we're furious because we're so afraid to reveal a weakness. A need is a weakness. And the instinct is just to hide it, conceal it. They should already know it.
Yeah. I feel like the journey of being able to pay attention as a human being, pay attention to the subtleties, irrespective of communication, is a beautiful skill set. But oftentimes we're in that case where it's just so much of our like struggle and strife in relation would be solved by just simple communication and checking in and asking of questions and clarifying. And
One of my favorite words.
Yeah.
Clarify and verify.
There we go.
Start with, it seems like, instead of, you're this way.
Yeah.
You have a lot of brothers that are steady. They show up, they plan everything. And yet these modern women are still complaining. You know, and they complain and they complain and they nag and they nag. And once a man stops answering, once a man stops, man loses interest, honestly. Then all of a sudden it's, oh man, oh God, he just fell out of love with me. Relationship, how could it even come to this?
Nothing is more mortifying than the fact that I just went to the grocery store and I walked by like two cute guys, and both of them I tried to do the thing where I like looked them in the eyes and I'm like looking them up and down and smiling, like, I don't know, and both of them like looked like they just saw a freaking ghost and like walked even faster. Like, this is why I'm involuntarily celibate.
I mean, listen, if you were looking at me with your eyeball coming out of your socket, googly-eyed, yeah, I would probably disappear on you too, right? I would probably walk away from you, throw a smoke bomb, and poof, alakazam, I'm out of there. Right? Because honestly, I mean, it's kind of weird just standing there with your eyeballs coming out of your socket and you're not saying anything. Why not introduce yourself? Why not come up to the guy, say, hey, nice to meet you. My name's so-and-so. Strike up a conversation. It's just crazy. A lot of these modern women have no game whatsoever. I mean, the jokes put aside, maybe he's not interested. Maybe he's in a relationship. Maybe he's married. Maybe he saw you and said, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, getting rejected is not gender specific.
A lot of these modern women don't understand that when you make your bed, you can't try to force a man to lie in it. When you go out there and handle your content, like the way you handle your business, you can't go force a man to try to clean up after you. That doesn't make any sense. And then when a man cleans it up, you go and make more of a mess. What man is going to sign up to say, yeah, I want to get my behind kicked? Which one?
A lot of men raised by single mothers had to grow up and unlearn a lot of what they were taught. And people don't talk about that enough. Because when there's no masculine presence in the home, a mother's pain could become a son's program. And if she was betrayed, abandoned, hurt, sometimes she teaches him how to survive women based on her wounds and not reality. She'll teach him, Always be the nice guy. Don't question women. Keep proving yourself. Keep giving. Keep tolerating. Keep fixing. As a boy, you trust it because it came from your mother. But then you become a man. You get into real relationship and you realize being a good man and being a weak man are not the same thing. And you realize loving a woman don't mean letting her disrespect you. You realize protecting and providing don't mean you getting used. You realize accountability goes both ways. And that's when the conflicts start, because now you'll realize the woman who taught you how to deal with women may have been teaching you trauma, not wisdom. And that realization could create resentment, not because you hate your mother, because you had to suffer and learn what she couldn't teach. A lot of men wasn't raised to lead. They were raised to adapt to feminine comfort, and the world will punish you for that. That's why some men don't wake up until heartbreak, until divorce, until betrayal, and finally realize everything that hurt me was connected to everything I was taught to tolerate. Look, love your mama, but audit your programming, because not everything that your parents taught you was true. Some of it was survival, and survival patterns don't create healthy relationships.
So Friday comes, here to Friday, and now I'm on the phone with him. Hey, I'm leaving, blah, blah, blah. You know what, let me go and get this tire fixed. So 3 times, 4 times. How many times before I have to step up and be independent, right? So it can come off that way because of what you see, but I've given you ample opportunity,
right,
to get that tire fixed. And in all fairness, I am exhibiting wifely duties as well. So now I'm coming in helping. I'm looking at your life to see where I can fit in. I'm cooking. I'm all these things, these wifely qualities, right? So I'm exhibiting these wifely, attributes, these things that a man wants, right? In addition to being a strong woman and independent, but what are you doing?
Right.
So I'm finding that it doesn't matter how many opportunities I'm giving, they are failing, and they're failing miserably. And I just find myself saying, it's a no for me.
Yeah.
It is a no for me.
Okay, so I love that stance, right? And that's a beautiful stance, and that is literally accredited to the way you've actually carried yourself for years, right? Independent, strong, all those things. Fact check here is that it's not about your strength. That's the problem, right? So that's not the problem. Is your
these modern women will ask about your net worth before they ask about your values. They're not going to check and see if you have integrity. They're going to check and see how much money is in the bank. And most men say, "Oh, you date me for you want an ATM?" Okay. Check please.
Why some women don't actually want peace. For them, if the relationship isn't chaotic, it doesn't feel like they have chemistry with you. If they grew up in that type of environment, or they've created that environment for themselves and that's where they feel comfortable, then that's their default. And there's nothing you can do to fix this. She would have to go get help herself. So when you, a calm, predictable, and stable man shows up, it can feel boring for her. You're not boring, but that's what she feels. Next, for a lot of women, drama makes them feel important. That's why sometimes you see the women that are like, "Oh, I hate drama," are the ones actually causing it. Because they want attention, positive or negative. Because arguments often feel urgent. You gotta do this now. And that roller coaster of emotions constantly feels like passion to them. They need a lot of that in their lives. And I feel like we all want a little bit of like the roller coaster sometimes, but you can reserve that for maybe a TV show or something, not your whole life. Also, some women want control over you. They don't want peace. So they'll purposely provoke you. They'll test you. They'll withdraw from you to keep you on edge on purpose, because then they can control your overall lifestyle, your feelings. And often peace requires letting go that you can control everything, and trust that it will work out in your favor. And oftentimes these women, their entire identity will be built around, "Oh, I am a strong woman. I'm strong. I don't need a man. I don't tolerate anything." And those types of women often need drama constantly and chaos, and they'll bring it into your life because she thinks she's being strong when she does that. And the reality is she's just being hard to be around.
Modern women will probably never understand that the peace a man feels after stepping away, stepping back from a chaotic dating market. It just peace a sense of security, a sense of just overall relaxation. I don't have anybody telling me I'm doing something wrong when I'm doing something right. Fantastic feeling.
Listen, dating someone who's been single for a long time isn't hard because she's complicated. It's hard because she already learned how to be at peace alone. She figured things out without depending on anyone, and she stopped accepting just anything. She'd rather be alone than settle. So when someone like that opens the door for you, you're not walking in to complete her life. You're walking in to prove that your presence is worth more than the piece she already built by herself.
Here are 5 signs a masculine man is in flow in his relationship. Number 1, and this is relatively self-explanatory, his woman is happy. Now, it's not our role as men to make our women happy. But if she's happy, if she's satisfied, if she's enjoying the relationship, if she's enjoying her life, he's probably off to a pretty good start. Number 2, he is able to say no. No is the most powerful word that a masculine man can have in his relationship. This isn't about control. This isn't about manipulation. This is about setting appropriate boundaries so that his woman can actually feel safe. Number 3, he enjoys his time in the relationship. He enjoys spending time with his woman. He feels energized and nourished by simply being around her. It's easy to spend time together. Number 4, he speaks positively about the relationship. So many men fall into the trap of speaking negatively, of complaining, of talking about how all these things that they have to do or can't do because of the relationship. A flow-based masculine man loves his relationship and he speaks about it positively. Number 5, he channels energy to his partner and his partner only. This means no porn, no leaky boundaries, no flirtatious relationships, no emotional cheating. He channels all of his energy into his woman because he knows the more he does that, the more he's going to get in return. If you like this sort of thing, stick around for more.
I went out in the wild tonight, and what I'm learning is guys, they don't come up to you anymore. Like, guys no longer approach you.
Men don't really approach women in the wild anymore. This is something that is very common. We all know this at this point. Dating apps, shout out. I posted a video about how guys don't really come up to girls anymore in bars. And did dating become men versus women? Like, I thought it was supposed to be fun.
Men are really making it easy for women to be okay to alone. Like, literally.
And it's really fascinating, and it's like really worrying to me.
What happens to men being able to hold a conversation or just approach you properly?
You never open up to me, Cole. It's toxic.
I'm just focused on work, Lisa.
Couples share things. If you love me, you let me in.
You really want to know what's on my mind?
Yes. Tell me. I'm your safe space.
The corporate merger is failing. My partner is pushing me out. We are bleeding cash.
Bleeding cash? How much?
If I don't secure a bridge loan by Friday, we go bankrupt. I lose everything.
Bankrupt? Are you serious? What about the house? What about my Paris trip next month? I already told my friends.
Paris.
You can't do this to me, Cole. You're giving me a panic attack. Don't walk away from me. Fix this.
And right there, Lisa, that is exactly why men don't share.
What?
When the ship hits a storm, you don't help me steer. You just ask where your lifeboat is.
I'm just scared. You're supposed to make me feel secure.
You demanded my vulnerability, but you only have room for your own anxiety. A man's burden is carried alone. I'll fix the merger. You go pack for Paris.
Made a video saying that a ran-through man is a real man and that a man should have experience and that that's attractive, and it pissed a lot of you guys off, so I'm just gonna give you some food for thought. A man that gets laid easily has to have a lot of good qualities to get laid easily. I know a lot of y'all like to think that women are easy, but they're not. You have to be good at making a woman feel safe, heard, appreciated, beautiful. You have to like genuinely be kind of cool, or at least come off cool. Be able to hold a conversation, ask her questions, be respectful. Assholes don't get laid unless they're pretending to be good men. So, there you go.
Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. This is Kavita, matchmaker based in Toronto, and I'm working with someone who is looking for his match, so we'll call him P. P lives in Oakville. He would be in his late 30s, and he is a corporate professional, and he enjoys what he does. He's grown a lot in his role, travels a lot, and he's looking for someone to complement his lifestyle. P really enjoys live music, nature, yoga, meditation. So someone that can value those things are important for him. You could be a match for P if you also like similar hobbies, if you're marriage minded, and if you're looking to build a family because he really wants kids. If that sounds like you, please do reach out. Also check the full description that's going to appear right after my video. So I've met P in person, and I would say he gives out great energy. He's very intelligent. He's very respectful, and he makes you feel comfortable. So those are all good elements for a quality man, someone that you're looking for like a partner. So single women, if P sounds interesting to you, please do connect. He's open to all ethnicities. He is South Asian. I think I mentioned that. For him, values are more important. So
I don't understand men who shame other men who choose not to holler at women anymore, or men who are just afraid to holler at women, because some of us men have always been rejected. Some of us men have always received nothing but rejection. So why the fuck would we waste our time trying to holler at these females when it's clear that they don't want our asses? Why the fuck would I waste my time trying to holler at these females when they make it obvious that I'm an unbearable, obnoxious? I don't understand why men try to shame other men who choose not to holler at females when some of us men are just ugly. And the first thing females judge off of is looks. Forget about the personality and all this other. They try to say, oh, it's about the way you dress. No, it's about your face. And if they're not with your face, they're not going to be with you. I'm just a goofy to them. I'm an uncertified bum. That's what I am to these women. I'm an uncertified pile of.
I had a homegirl the other day ask me, like, where do all the single men be hanging out at? And I'll tell her, like, I don't know, but I had to think about, like, well, I'm single. So I was like, man, well, here's where I hang out at. I'm at the gym. I'm at the run clubs. One of the other parts where I'm at Home Depot. I'm building something. I don't know, like, this is where I'm at. So if you want to fake build something or fake be involved or something, and you want to find a dude or something, you probably at a couple of those places. I can't speak for everybody else. I can really only speak for myself. But I'm not going to lie. If I seen a female in Home Depot, I would think she was with somebody, though. Like, because it's like the perception, oh, you building something too? Huh? But I don't know, though.
And for those reasons, I'm breaking up with you. Okay. What do you think about that? I appreciate you letting me know. I'm not your person, and that's okay. You're not going to say anything? No, I'm not going to say anything, because then it would appear that I'm trying to convince you to be with me. What about the reasons I want to break up with you? It really doesn't matter what reason you gave for wanting to break up with me. You don't even owe me a reason. The point is you don't want to be with me. That's it. Yep, that's it. I would have been happy to have a conversation with you about the experiences you felt like you were having to make the relationship better, but you already decided you don't want a relationship with me. I'm not going to be in a situation with my partner that expects me to grovel or beg. And I definitely don't want to be with someone who ends things so casually and easily to make a point or get a reaction out of me. I deserve a relationship built off mutual respect and commitment.
And a lot of people get offended by this, but traditional women are married before 25. The reason I say that is because traditional women spend their youth on their family. That's the most important thing to them. Where modern women tend to spend their youth on themselves and then start a family later. One is not better or worse, they're just different. Traditional mothers are mothers that put the family over themselves. A modern mother is one that puts herself before the family. Traditional women believe in obeying their husbands, where modern women tend to want more of a 50-50 partnership, and they will say things like you need to negotiate with your husband. A traditional woman says whatever he says goes. If more women were brutally honest with themselves, we would figure out that most women are not meant to be mothers, because being a mother is selfless, meaning you have to think about your husband and children before yourself. But we live in a world where women are told and enabled to put themselves first for a lifetime.
A man reveals the truth to a woman. She doesn't like the truth. She makes sure he knows how upset she is about that truth, because if he were a woman, which she thinks he is, just a hairy one, he would change his truth if he could. She thinks he'll change his truth by knowing how much she's upset about it. So she makes sure he knows, and if he doesn't change it yet, the upset will escalate. You know when the truth became a problem. The truth you're telling may have been a truth for your entire life. It may be a new truth as you're transitioning from one stage to another. Your values actually can change. It's a new truth. But you know the problem happened when you told her. There was no problem before you told her. The problem was telling her, and that's when it erupted. So we reinforce the instinct to conceal. Well, you haven't earned the truth. What if we earn the truth by proving we won't use it against you? That's who you reveal yourself to.
It's not desperate or pathetic to want to find a partner or someone to love, or there is that kind of energy where it's like, look at me, I'm here on display and I'm waiting for you to claim me. And it's just like, ugh, I don't like that. Like, why can't we just be like cool first? Like, don't. I wish we'd go back to when guys are just always walking up to you when you're out. Like, could you imagine? Oh my gosh, if you're like at the grocery store, at the gym, they're like, hi, I just couldn't help but say you're so beautiful. Like, I'd love to take you out sometime if you're single. If they were like good looking, I'm like, can we go back to those times? But because like society has more and more changed women to be like the chasers or like things like this, it's like making a lot of men be like, oh, I can just sit back. And I'm like, I hate that.
About 63% of men under the age of 30 are single, and a majority of them aren't even trying to date. Why do you think that is?
I think that they have trauma from past relationships, and that has kind of formed their perspective on women and dating, and they're making decisions based on their trauma. Because, right, they don't want to get hurt again. They don't want to put themselves in a position of being vulnerable. And I think it's just easier to be alone and mess around than it is to actually have a solid relationship, because that requires work.
It feels a little fake. Gotta tell you guys, it feels a little fake. And there will be no fakeness and no gayness.
How charming. However, whenever I see this type of post, I always wonder to myself, do the types of women that make these particular styles of posts, do they actually ask any of the men to help them? Or do they just expect the men to help them because they are women and they are men, and that's stereotypically what men are supposed to do in their normal gender role, is help helpless women that can't do things for themselves? Because there are a lot of women out there that really don't seem to actually want to be viewed as independent. They want to be absolutely dependent on men, but yet at the same time will argue that they're equal to men. But I also noticed that they didn't say anything about women helping them with the baggage either. So I wonder if they asked any of the women. But honestly, I really think that this is just another way for some women that have absolutely nothing better to do with their time than to just find some random thing to complain about men for.
If you're ever wondering if he likes you, he doesn't. You're wondering because he doesn't like you. Okay? Men are black and white. Let's be for real. If he's not asking you out, it's because he doesn't want to go out with you. If he's not texting you, it's because he doesn't want to text you. Oh, I'm confused because he said this. No, stop. No, stop. Oh, but I really, really like him. No, you don't. Stop. Shut up. You're just bored. You're bored because you don't have a hobby outside of hanging out with your friends and media consumption. What the hell else are you going to do? Of course you think you like this guy. You don't have anything else to do. Please, anytime you start thinking about a guy and that's what you're doing with your time, that's how you're spending your time, you need to go find something else to do. I don't care if it's professional frisbee throwing, okay? Or you need to pick up freaking knitting. Whatever it is, you have to do something else. Like, this is out of control.
it's out of control. You know, you're not confused. Men do not do mixed signals. There's no games here, okay? Like, very straight up, if he is not dating you, it's because he doesn't want to date you. And not everyone has good taste, so he's an idiot, whatever. But, like, we're not doing this anymore. No.
3 reasons why a man will ignore you. Number 1, sadly, if he does something wrong. He does not want to admit to it. So he will just ignore you and try to do anything but talk to you so that you can hold him accountable for it. So that's how you know. Number 2, when he thinks that you are out of his league, when he thinks that he has no chance with you whatsoever, he will just ignore you because he doesn't want to get his ego hurt or his ego bumped from not getting you and trying to get you, so he will just ignore you. So if he thinks he has 0 chance, he's gone. And number 3, when you hurt him, a guy will never say to you, you hurt me, you hurt my feelings. So he will literally just not respond if you hurt those feelings. They don't want to say it. They will do anything but say it and admit to that. So if he does admit to it and he does say you hurt his feelings, he is a mature, grown man, and keep that man.
Before you ever lower your standards for a man, raise your standards for yourself. I'm financially literate and I had no debt and I have no debt. Why would I have married into debt? If I can get a college degree, he can get a college degree. So of course I married someone with a college degree. You're also less likely to get divorced if you and your spouse have the same level of education, and even lower chances of divorce if it's college. If you're a person that has emotional regulation and knows how to communicate with people, why should you be with somebody who doesn't know how to talk without yelling? If you have high standards for yourself, why would you ever lower them for a partner? Men online love to focus on how often women initiate divorce, and there's a million reasons why that's stupid, but they never care about all those stats that prove that relationships tend to be more important for men and detrimental to women. As a woman living in a misogynistic patriarchy, you should never marry a man if it doesn't make your entire life better. If you do not experience more joy, more laughter, more love, if you do not eat better food, go better places, wear better clothes, why are you getting married? The bare minimum standard for a man should be whatever you do for yourself.
This message is just for the ladies. If you're a guy, just keep scrolling. Do not get married. Do not. If you want partnership, that's fine. If you want to be in a commitment, that is fine. If you want to have children, that's fantastic. Do not get married. It's a trap. All of it's a trap. It is byproduct of a little boy who never had to work for his mother's affection, and therefore he grows up believing that he is deserving of everything that you try to give him in order to get a little bit of that validation back that he gave you in the beginning of the courting phase or the dating phase. Yeah, it never lasts. Do not get married. If you want a diamond ring, ladies, go and buy one for yourself. Your time here on earth is intended for you to channel and to connect to higher consciousness through your divine feminine presence. If you get married, then you end up having all of that attention diverted into taking care of other people aside from yourself. That's the intention behind it, is to get you to not understand and remember why you came into this earth as a divine, superior, feminine being. Patriarchy is... The ladies are waking up.
When a man asks you, so tell me, what do you do for a living? He's trying to decide the level of respect that he wants to give you. When a man asks you, so tell me, where do you live? Your neighborhood will tell him your mindset. When a man asks you, so tell me, do you have any kids? He's trying to see if you're just another baby mama. When a man asks you, so how's your relationship with your kid father? He's trying to see if the father has abandoned the kid. When a man asks you, so tell me, when was your last relationship? He's trying to see how quickly you move around. When a man asks you, what's your favorite restaurant? He's trying to see how exposed or unexposed you are. When a man asks you, so tell me, what do you normally do on the weekends? He's trying to see if you are a thought who hangs out at the strip club. Although these are basic common questions that any man will ask you in the beginning, it also gives him a glimpse of who you are. It could be a turn on or it could be a turn off. If you never hear from him again, you were a complete turn off. Remember, I told you. Good night.
The difference between husband and boyfriend material. Let's talk about it. Hello, my name is Carla and Restoring Healthy Mindsets is my thing. Story time. I need to tell you that every single man that I dated or went on dates with wanted marriage with me, wanted to be married to me. But what made my husband the one? While boyfriend material will only want you for a good time, husband material will want to grow with you through the hard times. What does this mean? While men can promise you the world, the one that doesn't say anything, instead he shows you through action, that one's the good one. Let me give you an example. Before I met my husband, I was dating this guy. And this man knew the words to soothe me, to promise me everything. But once my life started getting hard, our relationship started looking rocky. And when I needed him the most, that's exactly when he cheated. And right away, I knew that he didn't want anything serious with me. Even after, if he would have came back and would have told me, no, I want you, blah, blah, blah. No, he just wanted a good time. And he made it known to me that his plan was never to stay because he cheated on me. He was a great boyfriend, a great seducer, but his tricks, his games stopped there. He was only reaching a specific level, a certain level, and stayed stagnant. Whereas my husband, he's not one to say much, but he is one to do a lot. On the third date, he told me, I have a year to convince you that I am the one for you, and my intention is for you to stay. But I'll do what I have to do to make you see that. And here we are today. He encouraged me to leave my 9 to 5. He told me that he would support me. He told me to go follow my dreams. And believe me, it has been a challenge and it's been hard. But yet, he has never come short on his word, financially and emotionally speaking. On the contrary, he pushes me to do what I want to do with my life. There's going to be a part 2 to this because obviously I'm not done.
And another thing you have to understand is that modern women, they keep on trying to make men feel guilty about backing up, about not helping, about protecting themselves, staying to themselves. That's a form of protection. Well, how come a man won't protect me? How come a man won't provide? How come a man just going his own way? Because you've shown that man that you're a bona fide problem. You've shown that man that you're not safe to be around. You've shown that man that you can't keep your mouth closed, especially when it matters. And I'm not about to put myself in danger messing around with